Angie, I just finished reading the final paragraph of your essay on the Great Gatsby.
Oh, great! Did the shimmering, ethereal ephemeralness of my prose resonate with you, Mr. G?
The shimmering ethereal ephemeralness? Angie, you're 20. Last week you spelled occurred with one R 4 times in a single paragraph. Today you are suddenly using vocabulary that sounds like a Victorian poet had a baby with a Silicon Valley server rack. Angie, I ran your prose through 3 detectors. One said it was 99% AI generated. The other two just start screaming.
Detectors are biased against high-level thinkers. Maybe I just had a very productive Sunday.
A productive Sunday? You didn't even change the font. It's still in the light gray background color from the copy paste. And more importantly, look at the third page. Come on, look at it.
What about it?
You left in the phrase, as an AI language model, I cannot truly feel Jay Gatsby's pain, but I can analyze it.
That was a stylistic choice, teacher. To show the emotional detachment of the modern era.
It's not a choice. It's a confession. I spent 20 years learning to appreciate the human voice, and now I'm grading a glorified calculator? Do you know what I did this morning? I asked a chatbot to write a teacher's angry response to a student using AI. What do you think it happened?
Did you use it?
I almost did. But then I realized that if we are both using bots, I'm just a middleman for two computers talking to each other while we all get stupider.
So, does this mean I can do a rewrite?
You are doing a rewrite in person with a pencil and no Wi-Fi. I will see you in the library tomorrow at 8 a.m.
A pencil! Like the yellow sticks.
The yellow sticks, Angie. The yellow sticks. Bye-bye. Told that the new is synonymous with the better. From the wheel to the steam engine, every leap forward was supposed to save us time and effort. But lately, it feels like we've stopped leaping and start falling. Today, we are talking about artificial intelligence, but we aren't talking about the future. We are talking about the messy, complicated now. Let's start with the consequences. We're seeing them everywhere, from the boardroom to the classroom. Or just recently, I heard a story about a teacher who spent hours grading an essay only to realize he wasn't grading a student's mind, but a machine's mimicry. And that's the first real consequence, the erosion of trust. When we can no longer tell if a voice, a painting, or a thought belongs to a human being, the fabric of our social interaction begins to fray. We start to look at everything through a lens of suspicion. Did my friend write that half-left email? Did that journalist actually interview that source? We are entering an era of deep doubts. So, in this episode, we are diving into the innovation paradox. We explore how AI is helping doctors find tumors the human eye would miss, while simultaneously making it possible for a teenager to fade their way through a degree. Are these just growing pains of a new era, or are we trading our humanity for a more efficient version of a life we no longer control? Stay with us, we are going deep. How are you, Angie? Going back to the question, are these just growing pains of a new era, or are we trading our humanity for a more efficient version of a life we no longer control?
Hi, Gabriel. I was thinking about it, AI can generate images that capture an artist's form, music that echoes a singer's voice, or essays and poems akin to a writer's style. We've seen how this leads to a diminishing of critical thinking skills. Recently, I read a MIT Media Lab study which reported that excessive reliance on AI driven solutions may contribute to cognitive atrophy. The use of ChatGPT significantly reduces students' creative writing abilities. 60 adults were recruited. They were randomly assigned across three groups. In the group one, participants were restricted to using AI as their sole resource of information for the essay writing task. In the group two, they could use any website to help them with their essay writing task, but AI was prohibited. And participants in the group three were forbidden from using both AI and any online websites for consultation. There were no reported absence of ownership reports from the participants. Most of the participants either indicated full ownership of the essay or a partial ownership, and that's why people use them. They see AI as another source of information instead of a writing machine, right?
It's the use it or lose it principle of the human brain. If a machine can write our scripts, solve our equations, and summarize our books, what happens to the muscles of our critical thinking? Innovation was supposed to give us more time to think, but instead, it's giving us an excuse not to. So the question right now is, have we gone too far? Is innovation still serving us, or are we becoming the servants of our own inventions? We've reached a point where the tools are so sharp they are starting to cut the hands that made them.
Maybe we just need better AI regulations to take advantage of its positive results while avoiding a mess in the classroom.
I agree. So, where does this leave the teacher?
I think that it's the end of administrative education. Soft skills, such as critical thinking, empathy, and ethics, are now the only things that matter because the hard facts are always just a prompt away.
We've talked about the tech and the yellow sticks, but let's go deeper. Are we just changing the tools, or are we changing the very definition of a student?
It's a total shift in the digital architecture. Think about it. For years, we graded the output, but in 2026, the output is the easy part. I'm seeing schools implement what we call collaborative traceability. We aren't looking for a final PDF, we are looking at the version history. We want to see the shimmering prose evolve from a raw human thought into a polished piece through a series of intentional prompts. If you can't show the work doesn't exist. So we have to be careful with the sycophant effect. AI is designed to be helpful, so it often creates an echo chamber for the student. If you have a wrong idea, the AI might just help you polish that wrong idea instead of correcting you. We're losing that intellectual grit, the toughness you get from being told, no, you're wrong, and having to figure out why.
So it turns out the rise of the machines wasn't about the machines at all. It was a mirror held up to us.
As I said, the hard facts are always just a prompt away now. What matters nowadays are the soft skills, critical thinking, empathy, and the ability to ask the right questions. The AI has the answers, but it doesn't have the curiosity that's still ours.
Well said, Angie. Thank you very much for joining me on the learning curve. Keep questioning, keep Keep learning, and remember, guys, the AI might have the answers, but you still have to ask the right questions. Tune in next week, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Telegram. Leave a comment if you like this episode, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.